Hello everyone, I'm Delphius, and today I'm going to be theorizing on what was happening with the Nether Kingdom after King Chronos' death, and how pythus was ruining it before Season 2 of Song's War, with piecing together all the dialogue and information we got from certain characters within Song's War. And so, on with the video. Also, I'd like to give some thanks to Kevin so much due to the fact that I had to rely on the audio files they release on their YouTube channel due to the fact I don't have access to the script. So yeah, anyways, back onto the video. One of the things we can easily piece together is the fact that after he killed his own father Chronos, there was definitely most likely some form of a scandal or something, because even though it's never out and said, and stuff like this, there gotta be some form of a scandal or something, because, no seriously, like how the heck did he even get away with killing Chronos? Like, we can be very sure that he either lied to the people on how Chronos actually died, because from all the dialogue and information we got from Volcanus and to a certain extent pythus, we can be very sure that they didn't really, that the public didn't really find out how Chronos died. They just know that he died. And it is most likely that only pythus and his most loyal servants like the Angel Death and Scourge, since they seem to be some of his most loyal servants. Also, apparently on his wiki page, it claims that Scourge is a friend of pythus, but I'm not very sure on that due to how pythus acts. But one of the next details, we definitely can be sure that he spared his brother Volcanus. And actually, like, I don't see people really mentioning this or talk about this, but pythus actually do value his own family. But he's one of those people where he values the image of the family instead of the, the actual individuals in the family. But I think with Volcanus it was slightly different, because in his dialogue when he was basically mad at him, you can tell that there is some form of like true betrayal. You can tell that the guy actually, at least to a certain extent, did care about his brother.
Better yet, I want him alive, so I can cut his head off myself. I let you live when I took the throne, because you were my brother. I showed you mercy, and this is how you repay me?
Since they did grew up with each other for a very long time, so they and also they did fight in the war together, so they must have had some form of a bond, or some form, or anything like that, for pythus to actually feel genuinely betrayed by him later on in the show. And one of the next details we can definitely be sure of is pythus immediately taking the nether blade and the nether crown and heading them away from in the vault. But then you might go, wait a minute, don't you need the nether crown to, prove you're the leader of the kingdom? And the answer is yes. And I think this, one of his 3 titles on his wiki page, a warlord, would actually make a lot of sense, because the definition of a warlord is military might, economic, and political control over a region, often without strength. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense, because Chronos is out of the picture, and it would make sense of the army to work with pythus due to the fact that he fought besides with them during the war, and due to the fact that he is one of Chronos' sons, and, killed the Ender Knight in the prologue, we can speculate that there was a high chance he was made a general, and also was also seen very highly from his people, according to his wiki page again, and was able to gain the love of the people, and I guess in a way a loyalty. But then there's this one line from Abigail when her and Volcanus went ahead and faced pythus in the end.
Was a service to our people.
You've gained your leadership through corruption, maintained it through fear, and wield your power without restraint. As long as you live, we will fight to oppose you.
Now, I have no idea where Abigail even got this idea, or how she found out about this. Volcanus probably told her, but I'm not sure there was even, enough time for her to explain the whole corruption and what pythus was doing to the kingdom and stuff. Especially since they had to basically get the nether blade and the end crown, and also the whole little not coup attempt, but the whole, yeah, it was a coup attempt since it was an army. Even when his whole coup attempt failed, there wasn't even enough time even after that to, explain it, because, if you're going to fight someone, you have to get prepared. Well, Candace at least must have explained something to Abigail about Pythus' rule. And even though it was never outright confirmed what Abigail was saying was 100% true, it is most likely true due to the fact that, number one, Pythus family are, the rulers and monarchs, as in they are rich, like really rich. So and Pythus had most likely indeed buy out the pockets of multiple government officials, which would basically prove Abigail's statement on his government was corrupt, like really corrupt. And according to his wiki page, demanded respect from his people, despite the fact he already had the respect of his people, just not his brother. And yeah, and we can at least be sure to a certain extent that him and Volcanus should have stopped talking to each other after a certain amount of time, or at least had a very strained and extremely distant relationship, just like Thalius and Gallius. Understandably, because, Pythus literally murdered their father, and Volcanus definitely showed he cared a lot about his father. So yeah. So basically, to round it up, corruption, ritual treason, because if you think about it, murdering, the ruler of your nation is indeed treason in its own right. And basically had it where the Nether Kingdom may have been in peace for like a while, but like, we can be definitely sure it wasn't the, oh, it was peace and everyone can be very safe. It was the, oh, everything was peaceful, but there was a hand, like a metaphorical hand, just there and ready to crush anyone who does anything or speak up. Because his wiki page did said something along the lines of him bringing fear and stuff and being a tyrant. So yeah, this has been an interesting small video. Sorry that I couldn't do more. I do mean really should have mentioned a lot more of what Pythus was doing as ruler to make him, seem more like a tyrant. I mean, he is a tyrant either way, but like, I wish to, see more of that. So yeah, this has been Delphius, and I'm signing out. The Angel Death and Scourge. Scourge? Really? Scourge? Scourge? Wait, how do you say this man's name again? Scourge? Scourge, yes, Scourge. Oh goodness, sorry about that. And Scourge. And Scourge. Yeah. And Scourge. Scourge? And Skirt. Skirt? Really? And Skirt. And Skirt. Okay.